Year after year, we constantly promise ourselves that this year we will reach our goals, it will be our best year yet. How often has the motivation to follow through with your New Year's resolutions fallen through by the end of Jan? Welcome back. Happy New Year. It is so good to be back, and it is officially a brand new year. Like, what? When did we even get here? Absolutely cannot believe it, but this is 2023 and we are going to start 23 with a bang. I can already feel it that this is our year. And to wish you guys a happy new year, wishing you all the best for this year. And today I am here to help you get ready, help you get prepped. Like, the new year has come, but it's not too late. Still in the second week of January, we can still get on track, we can still beat those goals, and we can still set the best systems so that we can have the best year yet. So guys, at this point, I want you to pause the video. I want you to go grab yourself a nice cup of tea, just like me, because this is gonna be probably a little bit of a long one. Get cozy like me, a nice cute little cozy setup. This is my pink diary that I have for this year. I decided to get the 5-year diary because I just came across it and I didn't even know that they did 5 years at a time, and I thought this was so handy to hold me over for a few years. So I bought this, I think I got it on Amazon, and it was such a good buy. So this just goes through the months day by day, and I can literally just pop in the year at the top. And yes, this is what I'll be using for 2023. When I am starting my year, the first thing I decide to do is really a recap of what happened in 2022, the things that I want to achieve. Did I achieve them? Were my systems that I put in place successful? Assessing myself and really holding myself accountable for the things that happened through the year, whether they were bad or good. Actually, for last year, I'll just share a few of my goals that I had last year, just to show you guys like what I achieved and what I didn't. So my first goal actually was to start back my YouTube, which I did. Another goal of mine was actually find balance. So after having my son, I realized that I really lost balance. Just expected, like when you have kids, but I really wanted to be conscious of that. And now that I'm speaking about that, another thing that I really wanted to do was to listen to my subconscious a lot more. And I find I really started to concentrate on that the latter half of the year. Try to listen to my subconscious, really hear when it was speaking to me. So when you get that little voice telling you to do something or don't do something, to acknowledge the fact that you're hearing it, not just ignore it, but then also to listen to what it's saying to you and act based on what it's telling you, because this little voice always has your best interests at heart. And I found when I really started to consciously listen to my subconscious, so to speak, a lot of great things started to happen to me. That protection around me that I can't physically see, but to know that it's there and to listen to it and practice listening to my inner voice, because it only means the best. And I really encourage all of you to do the same, because honestly, try it with even the smallest things. Try it and just see, like, the thing that it is telling you, it works out. Like, it always works out. It works out for the betterment of you. It puts you in the best situations, like, and it just, there are goals that you might have and it just helps you to hit them, and others that you might have as well, or put you on the correct path. So really try this year, I would say, to listen to that subconscious voice. That's my tip for you guys this year. Okay, so the next step we're gonna go into is actually goal setting. So when it comes to vision board, planning, creating budgets, it always starts with a goal. Brainstorming, I always say, is the first place to start, because creating an aesthetic looking vision board is wonderful. That's great. It's nice to look at. But when you don't have the why behind it or the intent behind it, it's honestly just a piece of board with pictures on it that you're looking at every day, and kind of nothing happens out of it, like nothing successful comes from it. So you really need to know the why to ignite that fire behind that vision board to get you and propel you to the next stage. Creating systems is also another crucial part of goal setting. If a solid system is not present, like succeeding at your goals is honestly going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be very difficult actually, and you probably will be unsuccessful. So a proper system and strategy in place is crucial to hitting those goals. So the first thing I like to do is brainstorm, and I like to just sit with myself in a quiet space, maybe light a nice candle or put on my diffuser to create that kind of atmosphere for relaxation, especially mentally, so I can just bring myself down and concentrate on the year that I've had and what I've accomplished, what I haven't, and then the shift over to the next year and what I really want to work on, what things from maybe the previous goals that I didn't accomplish that I want to bring over to the next year, and really romanticize this time, because this is time for you to sit with yourself. This is the first set of time that you're giving to yourself, you're pouring into yourself to give of the best of yourself for the entire year. So this step is really crucial in succeeding at all the other steps that I'm going to talk about today. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're trying to focus on all aspects of the things you want to work on for that year. So I actually use two different methods for this. So my first method is questions, and I actually took some time to write a few questions for you guys, which can help you to guide you for your brainstorming session, help to act as a guide for setting your goals. If you want, you can just go through the questions. I'm going to place the questions here on the screen, and you can pause at each one and take your time when answering them. Sit with yourself, concentrate, and yes, let's get through these questions so we can go on to the next stage. After we have completed our brainstorming session, we have actually completed the groundwork. So I like to set like a little model for everyone to follow. So I start with brainstorming. That's where we obviously begin. And then that acts as a guide for us to get to our goals. But most importantly, the act of visualization, seeing our goals and then writing them down. We're going to move on to creating a vision board out of those goals and that visualization, and then create the habits for productivity. And this entire thing is going to be our system. Habits for productivity and our vision board are really like, it's our system to get us to the next stage. You have to have a system, guys, and this system has to be one that is foolproof, so you know it will work. And this is really what's going to get you to tick those boxes and get those goals completed this year. I always say when writing your goals, good thoughts create good things, and just say specifically what you want and just imagine yourself holding it in your hand. And this is really the first step. Visualization is everything. I always preach visualization because it literally is the beginning, and then that evokes emotion, and that emotion takes you to the next step. I'm just going to share a few of my goals for 2023 with you. So the first one is to grow to 50k subscribers on YouTube. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, guys. Help me to reach this goal. And then my habit to help me to do that is going to be posting 2 to 3 videos per week. And obviously I try to put a number that is realistic. Like, you don't want to put goals that, you know, it's going to be like, I put 4 videos a week and I already know realistically that I can't do that because I don't physically have the time in my schedule to do that. So I focus on 2 to 3 videos per week 10 new books this year, which is what I would love to do. I really loved reading, and I fell out of the habit of reading after I kind of had my son because I just did not have the time. And I usually like to read at night, and that's obviously now my son's bedtime routine. So I really want to consciously try to read more this year and maybe try to read a book a month or a month and a half per book if possible. So that's my goal, 10 books for the year. Okay, so next I want to at least meditate daily for 15 minutes. Now, I love meditation. This is something that I used to do. Really, it was part of my routine every single day. But again, since I had my son, I really don't meditate. But this year I want to consciously take the effort to start back. So you can have goal meditation or health meditation. There's also relaxation meditation and sleep meditation before you go to bed. So you can actually visualize yourself in certain settings for relaxation before nighttime. You can also visualize your goals. We talk about your goals in your mind in the morning time before you get up, right after you do your self-care routine or before you do your self-care routine. And this is just a good way to start your day so you can successfully hit your goals. I truly believe as long as you have the right systems in place, you can honestly achieve anything. Now, this is the time to write down those goals that seem too big, they seem unachievable, they seem unreachable. Write them down and you'll create systems to help you get there. So when writing your goals, I want you to focus on the art of visualization, not just being able to see yourself with what you desire, but also being able to recognize the emotion that that evokes when you picture yourself or visualize yourself with that thing or having achieved that. I also want you to write it as though you already have it, or write it as a statement. So you can say things like, I will manifest this, or I will create that. I will cultivate this. Like for me, I would say I am a skilled YouTuber, or I landed my dream job, or I will travel here. When we're able to document our vision, it brings us one step closer to making that vision a reality. After you've written everything down, now is the time to really highlight through those paragraphs, look at words or phrases which might help you to visualize the year that you want to have. And from this, we're then going to move on now to our vision boards. Now it's time for the fun part. So here you can head over to your favorite visual platform. I like to use Pinterest personally, but you know, there's Tumblr, there's simply Google. And you can just begin searching images that you'd like to add to your vision board. I like to use pictures of places I want to visit. Any pics which visualize my goals, words I connect to, my mental health and physical goals, anything that aligns with what I desire. I like to make my vision board in Canva, but you can also use things like Keynote or PowerPoint. I personally save my photos directly onto my laptop from Pinterest, and then I upload them directly onto Canva. I originally started doing vision boards back in 2018, I believe it was, and since then I have never looked back. I remember everyone's mixed emotions and opinions saying, oh, that doesn't work, it's hocus pocus, but I'm sure my 25-year-old self will be happy and proud of my 29-year-old self for sticking through it and just believing and trusting in myself with what I knew and what I trusted and what I believed to be correct, despite everyone else's opinion. Okay, and this is the finished product. Isn't she a beauty, guys? I am so excited for this year. We're gonna move on to the last stage, and this is creating habits for productivity. So now that we have our goals and our vision board, it's time to create a system of habits which is gonna put us on track to achieving these goals. I always say, like, everything we do in life that is productive is actually a habit. Life is honestly just made up of little small habits. So everything that you want to do or want to achieve, if we can at least get past January, doing it every day for January, it will turn into a small habit, then it will become a big habit, and then it will turn into your routine. And eventually it will just be a normal part of your day. And I think that this is really the key to getting you to achieving those goals and getting you to be successful at achieving your goals. So the system is, if we can do these actions for a total of say 30 days, automatically we have becomes a habit. Then these habits, along with your thinking and your vision board and your guide, this is the step you need to take you to the next level. For example, if your goal is to read 20 books for the year, then depending on the size of that book, you can say, okay, well, I'm going to read 100 pages per day, or I'm going to read 200 pages per day, which will put you on track to finishing all these books by the end of the year. Or you can do something like, okay, I'm gonna read for an hour and 30 minutes each day, and that's more time blocked. So as I would mention before with my YouTube channel, say I wanted to gain 20k subscribers, 50k subscribers. Therefore, the habit I would need to adopt would be posting 2 to 3 videos per week. So then that translates into setting the plan of the day I'm gonna film, structuring and organizing what videos I'm gonna film maybe a month prior. If you want to be healthier this year, little things like just making sure you take your vitamins on mornings, hydrating before you eat anything on mornings, maybe having a little morning exercise or getting in at least 1 hour of movement per day. Little things like that can really translate into healthy habits, which can then translate into joining the gym, becoming your healthier self, hitting body goals if that's, you know, what you're into. I want to wish you all the best with your goal setting and habits this year. Be sure to leave me a comment below letting me know what all your goals for this year, what you want to achieve, and if the video helped you in how to create your habits, how to create your goals, and how to create your vision board. Remember that Rome wasn't built in a day, so once we are consistent with our habits every day, they will turn into our bigger goals, and eventually we will have success, guys. So I want to wish you all the best for this year. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the community, and I really look forward to seeing you in my future videos. Lots of love. Bye.